welcome everyone to tonight's episode of the Invisible Woman Talk Show. I am your host, Joyce Williams, and I thank you so much for choosing to tune in with me tonight. I thank you so much for checking out my YouTube channel, subscribing to y'all, subscribe to the channel, the Invisible Woman Talk Show. Make sure that you check out my website, www.invisiblewoman.com. Tell your friends. We want to make sure that this show impacts as many people as possible. So you can't do that if you're not sharing it. Share it, subscribe, like it, follow me, and also you're in for, say it with me, an amazing episode. You are in for an amazing episode. So grab your girlfriends, grab your snacks, grab your notepad if that's what you need, whatever it is. Hurry back. You don't want to miss a minute of this show. Why? Because this show is your show, the Invisible Woman Talk Show. Stay tuned. Welcome back to tonight's episode of the Invisible Woman Talk Show with your host, me, Joyce Williams. You ever meet someone and it seems like you've known them for a long time? It's just like you guys just instantly connect and everything is just butterflies, roses, sunny side up. It's just, yeah, you're like, yeah, we were just meant to be. And he is my soulmate. You feel like this is the right person. This is the perfect person for me. We have connected and everything has aligned and yeah. But how do you know if you've met the one? That one that's the end of the other ones. At least hopefully they'll be the end of the other ones. But how do you know when you've met that one? I'm going to be talking about, are you that somebody? We're looking for our soulmates. How to tell if you met your soulmate. Hurry back. We're going to be right back with more Invisible Woman right after this short break. You know what? I'm not going to even take a break. I'm going to just hop right into it. Let's just get right into it. Because we just want to know. Everybody wants to know. You want to know. America wants to know, are you that somebody? And how do you tell if you met that one, that person, your person? They say, oh, I've met my person. How do you know if you met that person? Because you'll feel a connection, a deep connection with them. You may feel like I said, you've known them before. You feel calm with them. You feel like you could be yourself with them. And you don't feel the need to change for each other. You're just the way you are. Like, I like you just the way you are. You don't have to do anything extra. You don't have to do anything different. It's just us. So yeah. But anyway, when you're with that person, being together makes you want to be the best person that you can be. You're just like, I want to be better. I want to do better. I am better because that person makes me better. You are happy to share everything. Normally you're that selfish person that you're not giving up your last bite of anything, but with this person, you can have my last bite. I'll share it with you. You're willing to share with them. Your friends and family are happy for you. And they're happy for you because they see that you're genuinely happy. They see this side of you that they probably haven't seen before or even haven't seen in a long time because they see you smiling and they see you full of joy and they see the radiance coming off of you to where you're just like, yeah, even if you're not in love, but girl, you're getting there because it's all over you. It's all over you. It's just, yeah. When you are able to trust each other and when you understand each other and you also you manage conflict well, meaning like if you guys have a disagreement, you know how to talk it through, you know how to work it out, you know how to diffuse it because you guys are really good at communicating together. With your soulmate, you may even plan your life together. You know, you start making plans with each other for years to come, and you know, you start meeting the family and they're meeting your family and everybody's intertwining, and it's just it's a feeling. It's you just know. You just know. I can't even tell you like a specific. I'm giving you some tidbits of information, like how you kind of pinpoint it, but you just know. Like it's a feeling, it's an intuition that you just know. Just like you know when they're not the right person for you, you know when they are. I'm gonna take a quick break and be right back with more Invisible Woman. We're talking about Are You That Somebody? We're talking about our soulmates. Stay tuned. Welcome back to tonight's episode of The Invisible Woman with your host, Joyce Williams. That is me. And we're talking about Are You That Somebody? And we all know that we've all heard the term soulmate. We've all heard the term that, oh my gosh, that's my soulmate. That's the person I'm gonna, and I, for one, did not believe that there's only one soulmate for somebody. I know some people believe that there's only one somebody for you, and I don't believe that because just say, for instance, if you only have one somebody for you and that one somebody passes or that one somebody doesn't work out with you, then what happens then? You're just going to be lonely forever? And you and your cats and your pin bingo game? I don't know. I'm just saying. But my point is, I don't believe that there's one somebody for anybody. I believe that there are people that we choose that have good qualities that you guys can blend together and prosper, have a healthy relationship. I believe that there's somebody for you. Now, once you find that somebody and things are going well, then that takes you out of the dating pool. So stay out of the dating pool. Don't go back to dating because you guys found somebody. But just say, for instance, things don't work out and you got to get back into the dating pool. And it's very discouraging if you feel like that was my soulmate, that was the only person for me. Oh my gosh, I'm never gonna find another. No, that's why I don't believe that there is a soulmate for anybody. I believe that there are potential people that can get together and, like I said, make a relationship work. As long as it's healthy, as long as you guys are happy with each other, as long as you guys compromise and you have understanding, you have empathy for each other, you have good intentions, the best intentions for one another, then you guys can make it, you guys can work. But if you are not willing to compromise, if you're not willing to work things out, if you're not willing to communicate, then no relationship is gonna work. Nothing's gonna work for you. So soulmate or no soulmate, it's not gonna work for you. So you have to be able to have that maturity in the relationship to where it's like, I want to do making better choices in your mate. Don't ignore red flags or things that you find alarming because they're so, you're so attracted to them. Don't ignore things. Make sure that you guys are on the same page about things that are definitely 100% important to you. If you want kids and they don't want kids, you have to be on the same page, otherwise it's not going to work. Like I said, so make sure they are definitely on the same page about things that are very important to you and of value to you. But I'm talking about something that you cannot compromise. Something that is, like I said, definitely a part of this is what I want, your core values. This is what I need. Don't bend or break or compromise on those. Welcome back to tonight's episode of The Invisible Woman. We are talking about Are You That Somebody? And we're talking about that somebody that makes our heart glad, our soulmate. Are you that somebody? And you may have questions wondering if the person I've met is that right person for me. The person I've met, do I see myself future with them? Do I see a future with them? Um, are they your best friend? If you guys are able to be friends first and foremost, and then that friendship blossoms into something extra, you know how the movies are when they always seem like they fall in love with the best friend because, yeah, it's just you know that person, you love them, you trust them, and now you can get to know them and love them on a different level. So they may be your best friend. And also, I'm gonna say when you're with them, when you're with them, it feels like you're at home. You feel, like I said, you feel comfortable. You feel able to be yourself. You feel at home. You have that feeling to where you're like they're your safe space, and you feel like you can tell them anything, and you feel like you can trust them, and so you let them in and you let your guard down. It could be that is definitely a sign that you found someone that's right for you. You have empathy toward each other to where it's like, if they're upset, you're upset, because you can see that something's bothering them. You can see that something's off, and then it just kind of makes you not be in a good mood because they're hurt. It's that empathy that you have for them, towards them, and that's pretty common when you deeply care for someone. You also respect one another, because if you don't have respect in a relationship, you don't trust and respect. You have to have trust and respect, and if you don't have that, you have no relationship. We're gonna be right back with more of this woman right after this short break. Stay tuned. Welcome back, y'all. Thank you for coming on back. Welcome back. We are still talking about Are You That Somebody? And we're talking about signs that you have found your soulmate. You found them, you got them on the hook. I'm gonna say you guys balance each other out. And what I mean is like, you know how they say like opposites attract? And so you gotta have that calm person, and you might not be that calming spirit, and they are, and you're more of that energetic, bubbly, go get them type, but you guys have a mutual balance. It's kind of like when you have a scale and you put things on the scale to balance it out. You got a little this, you got a little that, but it has to balance out. You don't want too much of one thing and too much of another thing, but you want to make sure that it balances out and you guys balance each other out. So that's a clue that you found, Mr. Do What It Do. Okay. Do you guys respect each other's differences? I mean, you could come from two walks of life. They may have been raised, or you know what I mean. Like you guys come from two different backgrounds. They have a more whatever background, and you have a different background. You guys, they may come from a two-parent household when you come from a one-parent household. But the point is, you guys have a different background. You may have been born and raised in the suburbs, and he was, they were raised in the not suburbs. But my point is, you guys still, even though you are from two sides of the track, you guys still managed to put aside those differences in upbringings and still connect. So share some of the same goals, share some of the same values. You know, you may have more things in common than you realize, even though you are from two different backgrounds. You may have more things in common. So and like I said, not only that, but sharing the same goal. You know, you may want to be a teacher, and they may want to be a teacher. You know, so that, you know, like, oh, I'm going to college for education. I'm going to college for education too. So, you know, you might share some life goals. Even if you don't share any life goals, that doesn't mean that you guys are not the ones for each other. You know, that's just kind of like a more bonus, okay? That you guys share life goals. It's more of a bonus thing. What about like when you challenge each other? You know, and I'm talking about challenge you to bring out the best in you, not challenge you to get on your nerves and you just kind of like, no, not that kind of challenge. But I'm talking about like when they push you into your full potential. Because they know you can do it, and they believe in you, and they back you, and they support you, and they just want to see you excel, and they want to see you succeed, so they just kind of give you that little push. You know? And you're like, and not only that, but they're there for you. They're going to support you too. Like, what do you need? What is it that I can do? How can I help you achieve this goal? They're going to challenge you to be the best because you are the best. They're going to challenge you to be great because you are great, or even greater. You know, so when you have somebody that wants the best for you, keep that person around. Like, honestly, I would say keep that person around, because there are not a lot of people that want to see people succeed, or not a lot of people that want to see people at their best. You know, there are some people that are actually waiting on your demise. They're waiting on you to fall. They're waiting on you to, you know, not make it. So when you find somebody that is supportive of you, and somebody that wants to see you succeed and wants to help you succeed, they're definitely a keeper. Keep them around. Keep those people in your life. Those are the kind of people that you want in your life. One of the things that I really like is, like I said before, being able to be yourself. Being able to be your true, authentic self with that person is definitely a sign that you have found somebody special. Because a lot of times, like I said, you have to put on, you may, you know, feel like you're wearing a mask or pretending to be somebody that you're not. You don't want to have a relationship like that where you can't be true to yourself. So if you find somebody, if you're with somebody that allows you to be genuinely you, and they love you and they accept you, that's definitely a person that you want to keep in your life, you know. So you, like I said, you want to be surrounded by positive people. You want to be surrounded by people that inspire you and challenge you and believe in you. It's just, you don't want to be around people that is draining, people that are negative, people that are feeding off of you, people that are using you, taking advantage of you. Any of that negativity, no, we don't need that. We're going to be right back with more Invisible Woman right after this short break. Stay tuned. We are talking about, what are you that somebody? Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. We're still talking about, are you that somebody, here on the Invisible Woman Talk Show with your host, Joyce Williams. How do you tell if they are not your soulmate? Well, it's just going to be some opposites of what they were doing if they were your soulmate, but now we're going to talk about if they're not your soulmate. And we talked about how important trust is in a relationship. And if there is no trust, there is no relationship. We're talking about that SHIP, ship is sinking. If there is no trust, there's no relationship. I can't stress that enough. You have to have trust. You have to be able to believe that person that you're with. My point is, if you don't trust that person that you're with, you're not going to have a good relationship. And you're not going to have a relationship for long. Because who wants to be private eyeing in their relationship all the time? That's unhealthy. That's unhealthy for you, and that's definitely not healthy for them, because now they're going to have to, if they are doing something, they're going to have to think of better ways to hide it. So, communication is key. Communication is essential. Communication is how you keep a healthy relationship. You want to make sure that you have something to hold on to besides the physical. You know what I mean? If there's just physical relations involved, it's not gonna last. It's not gonna make it because you have to have something of substance. You have to have something besides your physical connection in order to have a healthy relationship. You guys can't communicate outside of your relations. No, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna make it. They're probably not the person for you. If you're uncomfortable being yourself around them, they're not the person for you. Anytime that you have to hide and disguise and pretend to be somebody that you're not to make this person happy, you're not happy. That's not the person for you. You know, you want to make sure that that person that you're with knows you, they love you, and they accept you for you. And if they don't, that's not the person for you. Just make sure that you're staying true to yourself. Make sure you're not changing into a replica of them. Make sure you're not changing into somebody that your friends and family don't recognize when they look at you and like, especially if it's not for the good, you know? Now, I understand good changes, yeah. They're like, oh my gosh, man, she used to be addicted to, and now she's not, you know, she's off of whatever, you know? So those changes are good changes. But when you have yourself where you're not even recognizing yourself anymore because now you're going fishing all the time, you don't even like fishing. You're doing something to please your partner, you know? You don't even eat asparagus, but now you're eating asparagus because your partner likes asparagus. It's just, yeah, you have to make sure that you're not changing yourself. You're not detouring away from who you are to make somebody else happy. Now, don't get me wrong, I do understand compromise. There is compromise in relationships, but there's a difference between compromise and totally just not being yourself, totally disregarding your feelings and how your concerns and what you have going on for somebody else. You do not want to have somebody else. No. When you no longer have fun in a relationship, you know how when you guys first met and everything was all smiles and hugs and kisses, and now it's just arguing, it's fussing, it's fighting, it's just you're unhappy, they're unhappy, everybody's unhappy, the dog's unhappy, everybody's unhappy, they're miserable. That may not be the person for you. Because I know the relationships have their ups and downs, but now you're having more downs than ups, and it doesn't balance out. And so you're constantly bickering, you're constantly arguing, you're constantly unhappy. That's, yeah, reevaluate, that may not be the person for you. Because when you guys are working towards a goal of making the relationship work, then that's what you're going to do. You're going to fight for the relationship. But when you stop fighting for the relationship, when you stop fighting there's no compromise, there's no trust, there's nothing, just arguing, it's over. It's over. And you know me, I don't like to tell people what to do in their relationship. I don't like to tell you what to do. But I'm telling you to reevaluate and decide that is enough enough? Or is this worth holding on to? Because when you are unhappy more than you're happy, you have a decision to make. We're going to be right back. We're going to take a quick break and be right back with more Invisible Woman right after this short break. Stay tuned. And welcome back to tonight's episode of The Invisible Woman with me, your host, Joyce Williams. And we're talking about, are you that somebody? And how to tell if that person is your soulmate or is not your soulmate. If the person doesn't enhance your life, and I'm talking about like to where you know how they make you feel like you can accomplish anything, like you are capable of doing anything. They just boost you and they're in your corner and they give you that yes, don't do that for you, that may not be the person for you. Because a person that is in your corner, a person that, you know, yeah, they're definitely gonna support you 100%. You know, you want somebody that's in your corner. A person that is your potential soulmate is going to show you better. They're going to encourage you to be a better person. And if they don't do that, that might not be the person for you. If they don't encourage you to be better and make you feel good about the things that you are doing, especially when they're positive things, you know, you might want to reevaluate that. If you can picture yourself with other people, you know, you done went back to the dating sites and you've, you know, start getting your dating on again, then yeah, you know, you're talking on the phone to, yeah, they're not the person for you. Because if they're the person for you, you would eliminate any other competition. You know, there wouldn't even be another. I always tell people, you know, they say, oh, she took her, you know, he took her, you know, that person was taken away from them. They took my husband. And nobody took anybody. Like, nobody can be taken unless they're willing to go. Unless they actually kidnap that person, they're not taken. They actually decided that they wanted that person, they wanted to be with that person, so they left. So, no, nobody can take your man, nobody can take your significant other. That person can decide that they want to go. And just like you can decide if you want to go. Because just because another person is coming into the picture doesn't mean that you have to make that decision to be with them. You know, you can still, that's why I said that you can't take anybody unless they want to be taken. They're not going to, you can't take anybody unless they want to be taken. So when you start looking into other people to get what you're missing out of your relationship, that's not good. And especially if you want to be with that person. If you want to be with that person, communicate. Let them know what's missing. Let them know what you're lacking. And that way you guys can work things out. But if you don't want to work it out and you just say, you know what? Yeah, that's not the person for you. If you're looking at other people to fulfill something that you're missing in your relationship. If you feel it in your gut, deep down, this is not the person for me. I can't see myself being with this person another 3 months, 6 years, 10 years, whatever the situation is, then trust your gut. They may not be the person for you. And it doesn't mean that they're a bad person. It just means that they're not your person. So if you decide, you guys decide, you know what, this is not working, this is not, no, I don't see you as my potential future, don't string anybody along. Let them know. Communicate. I say this enough. Communicate. Communication is key. Because what you don't want to do is continue to be with somebody knowing good and well you don't want to be with them. You don't see a future with them. They're just a person of convenience because they're there at the time. But you guys are bickering. You guys are arguing. You guys are fussing. It's not even a healthy situation. But you're just there so you'll have somebody. Don't get yourself into something that you're not ready for. If you're not healed, if you're not in a good place, a good headspace in order to maintain a healthy relationship, don't even get yourself involved in that. Like, why bring somebody else into your world of chaos? If everything is, you don't need somebody to fulfill you. You don't need somebody to make you happy. Make yourself happy first. Get your own happiness, get your own things going on, and then you can bring somebody into your life, into your space. Because that way, when they come in, they'll be coming into something like, ooh, this is nice. Oh, she got this together. Oh, she's doing that. She's doing big things. And not, oh man, she's so full of drama. She's toxic. She's just, all men are the same kind of attitude. You don't want to bring anybody into that. Thank you to everyone who took the opportunity to tune in tonight. I want to say thank you to everyone, like I said, who's liked the page, followed me, subscribe. Thank you so much to Invisible Woman Talk Show on YouTube. So be sure to check that out. Subscribe, tell other people about it, like I said. Thank you again for tuning in tonight, for staying with me. I know it was like, man, it went so fast. Like, where did the time go? We always have a good show. We have so much fun, but the time goes so fast. I will see you guys on next week. I love you and God bless. Good night.